And everybody.
Clear out the room.
That was somebody else.
Okay.
No, we were all there.
I think it's recording.
Yes, it is.
This I remember.
We have
All
multiple
right.
So
witnesses.
some of them are very quick questions and some of them might be a little longer.
Yeah, and you can elaborate. Tell us a story. You know, tell me a story.
I don't know anything. I forgot all those memories.
We'll see. We'll use special techniques to pull them out of you.
You've heard of the
Just
term
sit
waterboarding?
Just sit still over there.
Okay, the first one. Let's just start at the beginning here. Where were you born? Tell
I
us
was
about
born
that
in
place.
Tacoma, Washington.
And what's your earliest memory?
Riding with my folks down to California from Tacoma.
Why were you going to California?
They were going down there because they were following a troop,
Actors.
actors, yeah. What are they called?
Vaudeville.
Yeah, they were in vaudeville, and they went down there and followed them down there, and
Your parents were in
yes,
vaudeville. So your parents were actors?
oh yes,
That's how they met.
yeah.
How did your parents meet, Dad?
They met in that same group, and it's called the Malong Players, which was a traveling group that would go up and down the coast from Vancouver, British Columbia, clear down to Los Angeles, and I think a little farther. So,
How would you describe your mom's personality?
Oh, yeah.
why are you all laughing?
Because we loved her.
Resting bitch face.
She reminds me of Susan.
Are you going to show us the face too? Are you going to show the camera the face?
No, I'm talking about the bitch part.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about your mom.
Tell us about your mom.
She was very smart, brilliant
Yeah.
in so many ways, and was a very good actress. And she and Dad, with the Malon Players, put on a lot of different shows going up and down the coast. And then when they came up, they moved to Spokane, and she formed a group in Spokane and did all kinds of productions up there. In fact, most of my life was spent babysitting my brother and sister, my younger brother and sister, because she was always doing some program somewhere. So
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 2 older brothers and a younger brother and sister. So
And tell their names and
I don't think that's any business.
There's that resting bitch face.
Okay, my oldest brother was Paul William Bardsley. The second boy was Eugene Samuel, and he was killed in an airplane accident down in Pensacola, Florida.
in the Navy, yes.
In the Navy. He was a Navy pilot, and he was flying, he and his companion were flying this jet, and there was a Cuban airliner that crossed their path and it knocked them out of the air and killed a bunch of people besides Gene and his companion. So
Cuban airliner.
yeah,
That's
Everybody went down. The Cuban
Everybody
Airlines
went down.
too.
That was before Castro.
okay. So it wasn't. Can't blame Fidel Castro for that
No,
one.
I can if I want, but I don't.
Okay.
It just was one of those things.
that was way before.
In the old days, they used to have them called flying blind.
So they would literally do this to the airplanes. They put shades down over the windshield so that the pilot would have to fly with the instruments,
Trust the
period.
instruments.
You have to trust your instruments. So they would literally do this, shades. And that's what happened. They were flying blind.
For those of you who
Wow.
can't see, Mike is making a closing motion with his hands to Jesse.
The camera, Mike.
He was in front of the Jesse.
If anyone wants to speak in front of the camera and just sort of jump in, I mean, feel free. So, okay, you didn't tell us about your dad, though. What about your dad?
He was the sweetest man that I can ever remember, even more so than Mike.
Wow! That's a load.
Yeah, he was really quite a nice person, and did a lot of things with us. He was there was a lake in Spokane where we lived called Wandermere Lake, and he would go out there with us and take us out there and go swimming with us and try and drown us.
That sounds really sweet.
Yeah, it was really sweet. But it was he was a good man, really good man.
And what was his name?
Paul. Samuel Paul Bardsley. And he was a high counselor in the Mormon church down there, and they would put him on assignments to different areas in that area, and he drove down to somewhere in Idaho, and was coming back and ran off the road, killed himself.
Cuban airliner. Low flying.
Actually, no, it wasn't that. It was just a prop plane.
But
That was back in those days.
but also Grandpa Paul and Jean died within a year of each other. They were both killed within a year.
Yeah. Yeah, Gene was killed and then Dad.
How old were you when your father passed away?
Let's see, I was about 18 or 19. Yeah, I think I was 18. So, yeah. It was a traumatic thing for me because Dad and I were really close, and then after he went and Jean went, Jean and I were like that close. In fact, Jean was the only way I got through high school, because I was a loner, and I always have been a loner, and he kind of drugged me by the heels through high school, and that's about the only way I made it through high school.
How did he help you in high school?
By being a friend. That was the main thing. I think that's the only thing. He was just a really close friend. I'd say I've never really had any real close friends in my lifetime, and that really hurt like crazy. See what you've done.
New question.
Yeah, Sophie, do you want to ask
I'm going to
you?
butt in and say something that's kind of not related, and that is our name Bardsley uses bard, and bard means like wandering minstrel, showman, musician, and so his parents were actors. Sue does that stuff now.
Katie.
Sophie's doing music, Katie does music, so there's like, it's very interesting. Steve's doing music.
Who's doing music?
Stephen.
Okay.
He can't even read.
He can read.
Well, maybe he can. Oh, dear.
Sophie's turn to ask a question.
Okay.
Tell us,
How did you
tell
meet?
us about this, your experience in the Civil War.
Well, I was only a colonel in the Civil War.
I'm gonna go get my hip boots now.
So what's the next question?
Okay, the next question
Oh,
is,
sorry.
when you came home from work, what did you do in the evening? What
When I was home,
Yeah, from work.
what time in my life?
When the kids were little.
Yeah, when the kids were little.
What did I do, Sue?
You came home, took off your boots, lay on the couch and fell asleep. Yeah.
I don't even do that now.
You don't have to take off your boots.
That's because
Yeah, basically I did that because I worked hard all my life, and
You worked in a lot of jobs.
yeah. Oh yeah. I
Speaking
can remember that. I worked 2 or 3 jobs at one point.
Yep.
So, yeah.
what was it?
But I had to do that because I had these little runts running around the house. So,
How many?
Not my
So
fault,
many.
don't blame me.
You're the one who looks like his wife. No, it's all. Oh, actually, Judy. Judy.
Judy looks.
well, with 7 kids, you had to keep busy in order to raise them, and especially at
You had
that
to keep
time.
busy to produce them.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
You had to be, keep busy.
Getting
to
busy is
make
what
them.
made this mess.
And there was never just 7 at our house.
No, there never was.
That's true.
One of them, it was Dan Rostrom, who
It was
was
just,
down here. And,
Joe Macy Eunice was first.
yeah, Joe Macionis, my goodness.
and Joe, what was Brown, what was his name?
Leroy?
Leroy Brown,
Yeah.
Gary Raymond,
Gary.
Gary Raymond,
Bill
Bill
Dixon.
Dixon.